Shockwaves are tearing through Westminster, and the timing couldn't be more explosive. Just minutes ago, Keir Starmer reportedly exploded in fury behind closed doors as furious Labour MPs launched a formal no-confidence vote against his leadership. The spark? A backdoor deal with the EU that's gone nuclear. What was meant to be a quiet diplomatic recalibration has spiraled into a full-blown mutiny. Starmer's iron grip on the Labour Party is fracturing. Resignations are stacking up, the public is fuming, and whispers of a leadership coup are growing louder with every passing hour. Inside Parliament, the atmosphere is radioactive. Keir Starmer, once hailed as Labour's calm and calculated savior, is now dead center in the eye of a political hurricane. The rebellion brewing behind closed doors has erupted into the open. Dozens of Labour MPs, especially from Brexit-backing red wall constituencies, have had enough. They've thrown down the gauntlet, citing Starmer's secretive EU deal as the final betrayal. This wasn't just bad politics. It was political arson. At the core of the revolt is a shock announcement. Starmer's team secretly negotiated a deal granting European fishing fleets access to British waters until 2038. The talks were kept so hush-hush that even members of his own shadow cabinet were left in the dark. When the deal leaked, it detonated like a depth charge. Fishing towns from Cornwall to Grimsby are in uproar. Furious fishermen took to the airwaves, blasting the agreement as a sellout of Brexit values. One particularly incensed voice captured the mood. "We trusted Labour to protect our livelihoods. Starmer handed them over to Brussels behind our backs." Coastal protests are escalating. Union bosses who once backed Labour are distancing themselves in record time. Economists warn of catastrophic job losses in the fishing sector. And for Brexit voters, many of whom reluctantly returned to Labour under Starmer's "make Brexit work" pitch, this feels like the ultimate betrayal, but the damage didn't stop at the shoreline. Starmer's government also rolled out a youth mobility scheme, pitched to the public as a cultural exchange for young workers. But critics were quick to point out the subtext. It's essentially freedom of movement, rebranded. The scheme opens the door for thousands of young EU nationals to enter the UK with limited checks. For communities still reeling from the social and economic impacts of past migration waves, this was a red line, and Starmer just stomped over it. Inside Labour HQ, full-scale panic has set in. Red Wall MPs, many of whom flipped blue seats back to red in 2019, see this as electoral suicide. One MP, speaking on condition of anonymity, summed it up with chilling clarity. "We've just handed Nigel Farage the next election on a silver platter." And Farage isn't wasting a second. He's already gone viral, roasting Starmer in a scathing clip and dubbing him Reform UK's best campaigner. Reform's poll numbers are climbing fast in Leave-heavy regions, while Labour's support is buckling. In places like Doncaster, Hartlepool, and Hull, the backlash is spreading like wildfire. The verdict from the voters? Labour has betrayed Brexit again. Inside Parliament, Labour whips are scrambling to maintain order, but the chaos is consuming everything. Shadow ministers are under siege, fielding floods of angry emails, phone calls, and street-level fury. Local councillors are resigning in protest. MPs are cancelling public appearances out of fear. Behind the scenes, the party is holding emergency meetings. The shouting matches are reportedly vicious. Senior Labour figures are split, some pleading with Starmer to walk away for the good of the party, others warning that retreat would spark an even bigger collapse. As potential successors begin circling, the names Angela Rayner, Wes Streeting, and Lisa Nandy are being whispered around every corner of Westminster. None have made public moves yet, but the anticipation is thick enough to cut with a knife. Meanwhile, Starmer is not backing down. According to insiders, he feels betrayed, cornered, and furious. In a closed-door meeting, he allegedly lashed out, branding his critics traitors and disloyal cowards, a comment that has since leaked, only adding fuel to the firestorm. Social media has erupted. Hashtags like #StarmerOut, #BrexitBetrayal, and #NoConfidence are trending across the UK. And the backlash has spilled onto the streets. Graffiti labeling Starmer as Brussels puppet has appeared outside Labour offices. Protesters are showing up with placards that scream, "*We voted Leave. Labour sold us out." Within Labour's upper ranks, fractures are turning into chasms. Some of Starmer's closest allies are starting to wobble. A leaked strategy memo reveals the leadership expected some backlash over the EU deal, but thought it would blow over in a few weeks. That prediction now looks disastrously naive. The numbers backing the no-confidence motion are climbing. As of this morning, at least 42 Labour MPs have signed letters supporting the move. If it hits 50, a formal vote becomes mandatory. This isn't just symbolic. It could strip Starmer of control, trigger a leadership contest, and thrust Labour into an identity crisis at the worst possible time. Local elections are just weeks away. And with Reform UK on the rise, Labour could lose dozens of key marginal seats. The Tories smell blood in the water. Even the Liberal Democrats, normally pro-EU, are calling out Starmer's lack of transparency and control. This has morphed from a policy blunder into a full-scale political implosion. The infighting isn't just about a deal, it's about the soul of the Labour Party. Starmer tried to walk a tightrope between urban pro-EU liberals and working-class Brexit voters. This latest deal snapped that rope in half. A S1 MP thundered in the comments, "We promised our constituents sovereignty. They got subjugation." Grassroots Labour groups are collapsing. Constituency leaders are stepping down. Some MPs are facing deselection campaigns from their own local branches. Reform UK is capitalizing, organizing rallies, protests, and town halls targeting traditional Labour heartlands. Their message is crystal clear. Labour has lost touch with the people, and no one at Labour HQ seems ready for the populist tsunami building in the streets. With a no-confidence vote creeping closer, Starmer's options are vanishing. His allies are dwindling. His party is in open revolt. And his position may be beyond saving, because this moment is bigger than just Starmer. It's about who the Labour Party really represents. Is it still the voice of the working class? Or has it become just another mouthpiece for the political elite? What happens next will decide the course of British politics for years. The battle lines are drawn. The backlash is boiling. And for Keir Starmer, this could very well be the endgame.